Namaste and a very good evening to one and all. Myself, Kavin Prasanamurthy, a corporate trainer and an entrepreneur. Welcome to Leaders Connect 360 Foundations episode LC0216. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDG). Our mission is to invite 1,000 plus leaders and create a million leaders. Every Wednesday, we come together from 6:30 p.m. to 7:50 p.m. IST on Zoom Live to gain insights from top management leaders and last week of the month from authors. And once every quarter, we take it offline in different cities to network, support, and grow together. Because at Leaders Connect 360, we strongly believe that leaders create more leaders. Before we kickstart the episode, a quick reminder, please keep your videos on for an engaging experience. First time visitors, check out the WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn links in the chat box to stay connected and grow with us. The episode is being recorded for our community archives. Now, let's set the energy high. If you are excited and ready for an impactful session, drop a thumbs up or a smiley in the chat. Fantastic. And before we go, let me introduce our guest speaker, Ms. Padmapriya Venkatramani, American Consulate General, Chennai. Let me also introduce Mr. Pankaj, Managing Partner, Bija Trainings, who will be interacting with our guest alongside with our panel discussion leader, Mr. Nellai Nayagam, Senior Manager, Quality, Early Friction Systems. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and good evening, one all. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of Bija Trading, the Mass Leadership and Leaders Connect. And special welcome and mention to our guest, Ms. Padmapriya Venkatramani from American Consulate General, and our panel discussion leader, Mr. Nellai Nayagam. So before we move forward, yes, I must say that the topic itself is very interesting. That says seeking and offering help, which helps you building a culture of support and success. And that's what I believe, right? That the success is not what is not because of what we do. Success is because of people around us. And at times when failure is there, the failure is something which is for which we are responsible. So normally what happens, for a failure we make others responsible, for success we feel we are responsible, but that should be other way around, right? So yes, let's see what is that we are going to learn from our guest, Ms. Padmapriya. And before that, I would like to officially welcome our guest, Ms. Priya and Mr. Nellai Nayagam, through a mode of welcome video. So we'll have a welcome video and then we'll move forward. So just allow me for the welcome video and then we move forward. All right. So just a minute. Uh, So officially, I welcome you both to the forum. Welcome, Ms. Priya. Welcome, Mr. Nellai.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So without not taking much of time, hand it over to Mr. Nellai for the panel discussion. So over to you, Mr. Nellai.
Yeah, good evening, one and all. Thanks to the Bija training for this wonderful opportunity. Dear Padmapriya ma'am, and yeah, our leaders would like to learn from your sharing of valuable experience and leadership insights. With your experience across diplomatic missions and working with the teams across diverse cultures and systems, you have likely seen many situations where people hesitate to seek or offer help. So let's dive right into this. Um, what are the common barriers that prevent individuals from seeking help, especially in high performance environment?
Thank you, Fan. First of all, good evening, and thank you for Bija Training for giving this opportunity. I'm really happy and glad that I got this opportunity to speak about seeking help. Coming across from, as you said, like coming across from different uh, diverse work culture. But I think one thing I feel very common about is the fear of pursuing that appearing to be incompetent. I think we are all ingrained that when we start performing, when we start getting into a job, the first thing that comes into our mind is like, I'm qualified for everything. I can do everything. And inadvertently, what we also get into our head, uh, if I ask for help, I will be seen as I'm incompetent. And then we want to maintain our image, like, that the so-called ego, or that I know everything, I'm self-reliant. And also, we are also like in a society where we don't want to burden others. And we want to keep high standards on, like, if a task is given to this person, yes, he or she can achieve everything. He is just only deliverables, like, he's got a magic wand and do everything. And we kind of try to build all this. And what happens, I also see is like, in the organizations or in the environment where there is lack of psychological safety of trying to break this barrier of, yes, seeking help is okay. Offering help is okay. Trying to say that, yes, yeah, I am in the right path, but then I am stuck. I know I can come out. And we tend to forget that as much as it is important to achieve goal, we also need to know the hurdles that we face. Like, trying to understand this, yes, this is a roadblock that I am facing, and I really need to take that help. I think we need to build that clarity in what we do. When we have the clarity in the goal, and when we have the psychological safety in the environment, and also trust, in the person that we are going to seek help for, I think these are the barriers generally people would face. What is actually allowing them not to ask for help, seek help in a corporate environment.
Yes. Absolutely, that's so true, ma'am. Fear of judgment and perfectionism, or just wanting to prove oneself. These are the real blockers. And as you mentioned, that clarity and trust is most important element. And but what's interesting that sometimes even when we are on other side capable of helping, we still hold back. And which brings to us our next question. And why do some professionals hesitate to offer help even when they have a capacity to support others?
Thanks, Nellai Nayagam. This is a very important question because many of us, genuinely like to wear the hat of like, oh, I am a very helpful person. I have all the capacity to offer help. But then why do we mismanage? I think when we put those people in a pedestal of this person can help me, there is also fear we instill on the person who is willing to offer help, is like they don't want to have the managers generally, right, or the leaders. They do not want to have the tag of, oh, I don't want to be seen as micromanaging, right? Because when you offer a project, and then like when you keep asking for deadlines, what is the progress, where we are going, all that, and then can be done that way, then there is also fear of like, will people think that I'm micromanaging them? Am I not giving them enough space to explore? And also sometimes we also think that because we all deal with professionals, we all have the misconception that people, if they need help, they will ask us. And sometimes that also comes with the burden of like, I already have enough on my plate. what if I go and offer one-time help and then it kind of, they just dump everything on me. I don't know, rather let them figure it out themselves. Why do I want to do that, offer that help? And sometimes genuinely people want to, respect their boundaries, people's boundaries, let them figure it out how they want to do it. And again, there is an uncertainty on how to help. Like we have this barrier on asking for help. There is also a barrier on offering help. Sometimes when you offer help, we just tend to put our own ideas into the problem, and rather we just take away. Like for example, we would have a beautiful idea on explore or conduct an event, for example, right? And if we go and ask help for someone else, then very happily that person, or inadvertently trying to do everything, they would just change the whole concept of how we envision things.
Correct.
And they just change the true color of the entire thing. So that fear is also there when we offer help. Like what if they consume that this is going to be my idea, and what if they steal their idea? I think the psychological safety and a fear of micromanaging, or fear of misconception that how people would look at me, or will I be overburdened, will I be asked to over deliver. I think these are some places where people are worried about offering help. And I think even to offer help, if we can ask them permission, right? Like would you like to see how this can be done, would you like to discuss this, rather respecting their boundaries on how much help they want to take and how much help we can offer. I think if we have those clear boundaries and clear path on what we want to achieve as a group, or as a team, I think that will break the barrier of giving, kind of ease out the situation of offering help and seeking help.
This is a fascinating angle, ma'am. Exactly. The hesitation, whether it is not my place, or what if they take a wrong way, can silently erode the team culture also. So, how do we shift the dynamic? How do we make the people feel safe enough to ask and offer without fear? Let's zoom out a bit, talk about the environmental, and how can organization can create a psychological safety that encourages open communication and mutual respect, mutual support.
Yeah, this is a very important question. Thank you for asking this, because the psychological, how the organization can build it. Like as an individual, even though I have this helping tendency, I have the mental space to offer help. If the environment is not there, I think that is very important. That making people to come out of their comfort zone to ask that help, bringing in that psychological safety. Now, when I say psychological safety, I think it always cascades from the top management. If the leaders
Okay.
bring in out that psychological safety, where people can show that yes, when people can openly admit, yes, I made this mistake. Yeah, you know what, I had this client call and I made this blunder. Instead of saying $80 million, I said $80,000. It can be with humor. But then where you are open to accept help, then you bring in a norm that it is okay to make mistakes, but then do not repeat your mistakes. You have to learn from your mistakes, so that when people can learn and understand that you're not going to be mistreated, or you're not going to be barred from doing something because you accepted a mistake. I think that building that culture and the psychological safety is very, very important. And normalize asking questions on not just like how it is progressing, right? I think we are very tuned to asking deadlines, and like, have we met the deadlines? Where are we? Are the deliverables ready? Rather, if we're going to just slightly change the angle on how we are going to ask, like, we have our weekly meetings, we only talk about achievements, targets, what, where we are lagging, okay, this has to be done. Rather, if we just kindly shift it to like, can we discuss about what are the roadblocks that we are having, right? Like we have these deliverables, like, so people make it open and admit that, yes, this is the block. And then I'm sure like over a period of time, someone from the team will say like, was I in this company, I was working in this project, this is how I faced something similar. And then you create a healthy environment where you talking not only positive about talking achievements, but also talking about the mistakes, talking about the skills that we lack, where people are open to accept that we are all humans, we are all like entitled to make mistakes, and of course to learn from the mistakes. And I think that should cascade from the management, from top leaders accepting, and instead of making only success parties, I think we should also encourage and acknowledge people who had open to ask for help. I think if we bring in that cultural shift of only having success parties or failures or doom, rather if we can actually discuss about, like, maybe if he or she had asked for help at this point, we would have resolved it. Like, if we can slightly shift the organization point of view, I think that is how the psychological safety is brought in. Like, a safe environment. I think we should, if we cannot start from top management, I think the team leaders should start building it among small teams. And then when the clusters of safer environments are there, then I'm sure each team would just imbibe from other, and it will be a cascading effect. Not necessarily the changes should come from top management. It can also go from the bottom. I think it's a two-way process, and we need to all work together in achieving that psychological safety.
Wow.
Hope I
Beautifully
answered that.
Beautifully said, ma'am. And yes, most probably we have to open to accept the mistake, and as well as whatever the lesson learned from our failures or past experience, and the sharing the even the failures, making a healthy environmental on this. So it's about a feeling seen or heard and support. So, and one of the biggest influence on this. So as the leadership, let's talk about the leadership. So what role do leadership behaviors play in modeling and normalizing the culture of seeking and offering help?
As I said, like, as the cultures, the safety and everything should come from, it's easier when it flows from top to bottom. So in top managements, rather than discussing about normalizing asking for help, like instead of in a team meeting, when we're discussing a client meeting or, like, signing a contract, if before signing a contract, this is a roadblock I have come across, brainstorming ideas, rather where creating an environment where people can talk about out of the box ideas, not only with top management, but also I think we should also talk about middle management, because they are the actual doers who achieve. So bringing in the change where it make it mandatory that before we sign up for a big contract, what are the roadblocks that I have gone through? Like, how can I change this? How we can go through this? So instead of uh, making it only like I think I'm repeating it, but then again, making it as a practice, as offering help and accepting that, yes, I can make that mistake. Yes, I have got a roadblock. Yes, I appreciate this person asking for help at this time. And this is the help I got from my, previous colleague who delivered it. And also creating a structure, like, when we look for a change, I think a structural change is very important. A pathway, like, having some teams, like a mentorship, a buddy system, or creating I'm sure we all have these websites, and all have in all our corporates, like, a knowledge center. And then how many of us actually go through that? It is a website that is mandatory to have a knowledge center help, but then how many of us actually go through it? Like making it a practice, like making that as a organic group where people are open to ask for help, open to. And I think we should make it also like a cluster where different teams can offer help, because people come from with different capabilities and different experiences. So we're going to have a cluster where anybody can answer those questions, like, running a hackathon where there is a problem in the software. Instead of breaking only the team's head, make it as an experience for the entire coding team. Like there is a deliverable shipment thing, make it as a logistical problem. Whoever is going to solve it, it's going to be a small recognition wherein, like, people are willing to offer help, and you kind of make it as a healthy environment to ask and share that experience. I think if we are going to the entire team works outside the box of where we can think creatively to ask for help. And I think those changes should come from top management. Of course, top management will work only when the middle managers give us these ideas. I think at our level, we have to, like, explore on how to build these opportunities to solve problems by asking help, like, creating those healthy environments. You are on mute. I think I'm unable to hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Nellai,
Yes, that's so powerful. I need a help from the leader can give a permission to the entire team, but for this culture to sustain and we need something more structured. Like as you mentioned that we have to use the knowledge center and buddy system and the cluster and all. So that will make a more structured approach for the team. So which leads our final question. And can a structured system like peer mentoring or buddy programs strengthen this culture? What are the some best practices, ma'am?
See, definitely the buddy system, which is all, I mean, most of corporates have this. But then I think we are only doing the length of the program. Rather, if we do the breadth of the program, like, any program, we approach it as what is the purpose of it? Like, we do have a buddy system. Most of our corporates, we
Yes.
do have buddy systems. Like, a new joinee comes in, like, he's just put into one person, like, this is your buddy, your mentor, follower. But then, do we have a sustainable goal on what needs to be achieved? When we always talk about a mentor system, we always think that it is like only a cascading process, not an osmosis process where, like, people can learn from each other. So when we pair up people, when we have these mentors and buddies, I think we should look into a process of where it is like an osmosis, like, mutually helpful, where people can learn from each other and grow together. Then what happens? Then the culture of seeking out help changes. Rather than a new joinee is definitely going to be worried about asking questions. But I think he will be definitely to a very senior most manager or a senior manager where he is going to report. But then if he is paired with someone at the same level but in a different team, and two or three of them are reporting as a having a mentor as a common person who can just talk about the problems that they face when they join and how they have resolved the problems, because we are going to deal with Gen Z or like Gen Zeta, Beta, and they always think outside the box. They don't even have the concept of box. So I think in all these mentoring programs, instead of going through the length of it, the longevity of it, if you go through the depth of it, like in detail of narrowing it down to what we want to achieve, be it the financial, like in a financial team, how we want to achieve, what are the basic problems they have faced in. Like we've all have, as I'm going back to think this, ritualing it as instead of only in a team meeting talking about talking about the achievements, or like this will be achieved on this day, this will be achieved on this day, where we make it as a practice. Like in a team meeting, we are going to only talk about the problems that I'm facing to achieve this. That shift, when we are going to have the new people and they are okay to ask about this help, then the burden of imaging that I'm incapable, or the burden of imaging that asking help will make me look as incompetent, or like and same thing for the manager, like offering help will look at me as a micromanager, or that I'm just eating their pie. This person will just if I give him a solution, then he will just take it, or she will just take a star of it. No, I'm here to ask for my help. Like I'm trusting. So when I open up and asking help, I'm building the trust in the person, trust in the team, not just trust in achieving, but a safety that I can show my weakness. Like and again, it's the wrong choice of word to show it as a weakness, because it's actually a strength where I know this is the block that I'm facing. When I'm able to see that, then I'm much closer to the goal of achieving it. I think in a smaller level, in the buddy system, in the mentor system, instead of talking about like what are the things I have learned, what are the things I have changed, rather we more talk about where did I ask help. Not all of us have all the answers.
Correct.
Instead of me saying that I achieved it, these are the people who helped me. So when we make that as a practice of acknowledging, of seeking and offering help, then I think we bring in a very healthy environment, and I think that would be a very good way to move forward, because we all the corporates have this buddy system, all of us have the mentor system, but I think where we are lacking is the building the trust within amongst us to achieve that. I think that would be the takeaway point. Building the trust and developing that depth of the teamwork. Trusting each other to ask and offer help. I think that is very important.
Wow. As you mentioned that depth is more important, and as well as trust, and also you have mentioned that the acknowledging the help who were offered and the team meeting then help this particular culture to grow. And as you mentioned that when the systems back the culture, it is no longer left to chance. And when the people feel consistently supported by leaders, by peers, and the system, then we build the teams that are not just high performing and but also the deeply human.
Yeah,
And as you
definitely.
mentioned, that grow together. To make a nice point.
Thank you. Thank you. I think I also want each of one of us to reflect on, one change that, or one problem where I mean, if we can, people can put in the chat or like, think among in their head about like, yeah, this problem, it would have made my life easier if we have asked for help. I think we should just keep that switch on to open to ask for help. I think, that would be the way moving forward.
Yes, ma'am. As you mentioned, the offering and seeking help it is not just a soft skill; it's a core strength. And today conversation shows us the mindset, behavior, systems that make it thrive. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
all
you.
for being the part of meaningful discussion and valuable thoughts.
Thank you, Mr. Nellai, for a wonderful panel discussion. And thank you so much, Miss Priya, for taking up this panel discussion so well. See, what I have understood is, when we say culture building for support and success, so when we say seeking and offering help, so it's not always instant and mutual, okay? It's not that, I have offered help to Mr. Nellai and Mr. Nellai should be, offering me back the success, right? Or any support. It is something, it's a like, what we say, creating a culture. You do your part of job and things will follow, right? See, I have learned this from one of my senior, or you can say mentor. See, what you give is what you get, and what you get is what you give. That's a loop basically. So if you keep helping people, then help will come to you from somewhere or the another whenever it is required, right? And at times, if you keep asking only people, then people will also keep asking you. So it's applicable across. See, it's about, if you give love to others, love will come to you. If you give hate to others, the hate will come to you, right? So it's again the culture building, right? And it's never expect, and that's what the Gita says, right? Aap apna karm karo, phal ki chinta mat karo, because the things will follow, things will come to you, right? And yes, I really second your thoughts, madam. This is how I used to think, and you have really given some more better clarity towards the thoughts. Okay, so that has been my takeaway and my learning today. Let's see what people have learned. Okay, through a through a mode of a quiz. And for the quiz, I would like to invite our quiz leader, Mr. Karthik. So, Mr. Karthik is going to ask a quick question, and let's see who answers it first. Okay, what they have
That's
learned
interesting.
in last 30 minutes. Okay, so we just need to see, wait. So, and the winner will get a book written by Mr. Sagar Makwana, and the name of the book is Be You Now. So that is the book the winner will get. So, Mr. Karthik, please feel free to ask your question and choose your winner today.
Right. Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Ms. Priya. It was wonderful, quite insightful, actually, I should say. The way that you elaborated and put across the importance of asking for help or providing help, and the way it is. So the first question is, I mean, I'm hoping this will be fresh in people's mind. So Ms. Priya was talking about a certain set of structured systems in a corporate environment, which could provide or be a good way of offering help. So what were the couple of things that Ms. Priya was talking about? Is everybody on mute? So whoever knows the answer can unmute and
Any options you are giving, Karthik?
so even before I could, I think Mr. Sukumaran has sent across the first answer as it is in terms of buddy system. There is, or there was, one more structured system that Ms. Priya was talking about. Given that there were two things that I didn't want to give it as in how do I put it across, a multi-choice question. So what would be the other one as it is? Knowledge culture. Close enough, but not exactly what ma'am was talking about.
So let's see. So it's an open question today.
Yeah.
No choices are being given. Okay.
Now I know the usual way is MCQs, but I thought maybe given that this is a little different way of taking it, I thought why not I start with this, probably not the. Okay, so I'll give the options. So you had buddy system, you had the friend zone, you had what I would call as the peer mentoring, and you had the coaching system as it is. So you had one answer, which is the buddy system. What would be the other answer as
From
it
the
is?
remaining three.
Of the remaining three, yeah.
Yes.
So I will go with the set established quizzing methodology as well. So 4 options, you had one option. Friendship zone, yeah, that would be a nice one, but not what Ms. Priya was
Okay.
talking about.
So now
So
remaining
let me
two.
put, yeah.
Now 2 options remaining only.
Yeah. So I guess we should be calling a friend. So the calling the buddy or calling the friend is ruled out right now on the. So the other thing that Ms. Priya was mentioning was the peer mentoring system. So you have the buddy system and the peer mentoring system as it is. So that was the 2, I would say, structured systems, primarily in a corporate setup that ma'am was talking about.
So in
Let
that
me
case,
move.
whom do you want to give it the benefit of doubt and the winner?
Yeah,
Who is
I guess
going?
even before I offered the options, Mr. Sukumaran had already said the first answer. I think it's fair that we give him that particular
Great,
point
great, great.
and
So
score as it
congratulations,
is.
Mr. Sukumar Rajesh. So congratulations, and you get this book written by our author, Mr. Sagar Makwana, and the name of the book is Be You Now, and the link of the book is also shared on our chat by Mr. Arul. So, and also, Mr. Sukumaran, you get an opportunity as a bonus to unmute yourself and ask one question to our guest.
Yeah, right.
So that's the bonus for you. Thanks, Mr. Karthik, for the wonderful quiz. Thank you so much, and be a part of this. How so much once again. So, Ajit sir,
Yes,
please
sir. Yes.
unmute yourself and you can
Yeah.
ask a question.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful session. How can we get scared to ask help to seniors and what they will think and all. So how can we overcome that barrier?
I think it comes with practice, and I think if we make it as simple, because what happens is we only discuss about the problems. I'm not able to do this. Rather, if we say that, like, these are the options I have tried out, right? I have tried out option A, option B, option C, but I'm unsure that which would give me the success, or which is the right path to go. Then you're also giving an opportunity for the leader to think that yes, you have tried out different ways, and then you have put in an effort and you're asking for help to choose which one is the good, rather than you're not taking them to the drawing board. You're only asking for finalization, like, where I have tried all this. I think that could be one simple way where you're showing that, you're projecting that you have thought about it. If I take this is the roadblock that I would face. If I take this option, this is the roadblock I would face. And also, if you make sure that when you ask for help, you kind of tell them that, I just need 15 minutes of your time because I have a problem. I mean, I have different options, but I'm unable to choose which one to go, and I just need your guidance in that. So you're kind of restricting that, you're only taking that much time from them. So you kind of get their full attention of that time. So that way you're building confidence, and because you're building confidence that you know what you're going to talk about, you know what you're going to ask about. You're only going to talk about that, and then when you have that meeting, you only straight away go to the point. This is the problem I have, like, this is the roadblock I face, and this is the guidance I need from you to choose which path I want to. And also asking them that, I'm not going to elaborate again and again. We are going to tell them that, giving them the confidence that I'm not going to burden you with my problem. I'm just taking some light from you so that I can proceed in my own way. So if you can convey that in your own language to the person with whom you're going to ask for help, I'm sure offering help would be much easier. And I think you can even start that with your team, where you're willing to offer that help. How would you like that person to come and ask you? If you create that environment, then it'll be very easy for you to deliver it or project it in an environment where you want to ask help. Then what is the problem this person is facing when they are asking me for. I think it's a two-way process.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now I open this forum for two questions. Okay. So visitors who would like to ask question can raise their hands and ask questions. So two questions, I believe, should be more than enough. And if required, then we can have third one, but two questions. So please feel free to unmute and ask your question. Anyone there?
Yeah, Pankaj, Karthik here.
Yeah, Karthik.
Can I go? I know
Yeah,
I
yeah,
asked the
please.
quiz. I know I asked the quiz question, but still I had.
No, but still,
Yeah.
now you're a visitor. You are done with your
I know
role.
it. I think it is not a quiz question, and I will be given options to choose from.
Yeah. No, so I was just running the entire discussion that we were having and the things that you were telling in my mind, and I just wanted put across. Let's assume that someone is asking for a help. In your own experience, how do you put them at ease first? Are there certain methods or words that you put across, the way that you start the conversation so that the person asking help is immediately put at ease that it's okay to ask help and they're not in any kind of a lesser position or they're the wrong or kind of it where the conversation doesn't really look like it's being happening in the stress kind of it. Are there any tips from your end as to how you, as the person offering help, what are the words or the methods that you put across so that the person who's asking help is first of all really put at ease? Yeah.
Thanks, Karthik. It's actually a nice question, and I really missed covering that. See, because when you ask for help, first of all, like making them comfortable. Psychologically, when we offer help, we think that we are in a power position, but easing that off and making them, you make them feel powerful, acknowledging that effort that they have considered these two options, acknowledging that I really appreciate that you brought to my attention that you need this help, because giving out an example, like even I had this problem, and when I faced a problem, so you kind of normalize asking help in the first environment, and then the person could be giving up with an absurd solution, but still acknowledge it, like that is their line of thought. Acknowledge it. Yes, yeah, this looks good, but then I think you may face a problem. Like instead of just giving solutions, if we give the guidance, then you empower them to see the solution themselves. I think that is what should be happening in a mentorship. Like we do not need to offer solutions. We are not solution providers. We are only like showing them the path. Like I would like to bring up my example of when I started cycling. The reason I'm bringing up cycling is because I had absolutely no sports background till I was 38, and then I started cycling. And whatever I have achieved is not because I had something sports thing in my. I had absolutely no thing, but then that I know the cycling gives me freedom. So rather than me enjoying cycling, I enjoyed the freedom that came with it. So when we offer help, instead of we being in the power position, we tell them that I'm going to make this life person easy. I'm going to just let him peel the problem and see the solutions. All problems have solutions. It is just that we just don't look in the right direction. But if we then point them to the direction, in the words of like, it all depends on the relationship or the environment, work environment that we have, over a coffee or in a conference room or a Teams chat, making it easy, making it like, if talking in the local language will ease out the tension. எனக்கு இதெல்லாம் பண்ணிருக்கான்ப்பா, இதுக்கு இவ்வளவு கஷ்டப்பட்டிருக்கேன் தெரியுமா, இந்த சிம்பிள் சொல்யூஷன் தெரியாமா. Apo, you kind of telling them, oh, it can be a simple solution. It is like, we've all stayed in a 5-star hotel and how much we struggle to use the taps to have the shower open. Definitely, but then how do we change? Like, if we can talk it as a humor, then that kind of, if this is the first time this person is going to stay in a 5-star hotel, then when he is facing that problem, definitely he will think this is going to have a simple solution. This light should have a switch. Maybe I'm not seeing in the right place, then that kind of eases that environment. So if we ease out that environment and tell them that, yeah, இதெல்லாம் பண்ணலாம், இப்படி பண்ணிருக்கலாமே, இப்படி பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா, அப்படி பார்த்து அதனால என்ன வந்தது, just probe, ask those questions, then you kind of having equal conversation. I think that would help. I think I answered your question.
Oh, thank you. You answered very well. I mean, quite extensively, and you've also, made me think that I should get back to running and take up the marathon, which I've been putting across.
Yes.
So thank you so much. It's quite exhaustive. Thank you. Clear
Thanks,
picture.
Mr. Karthik, for asking a wonderful question, which also might have given better understanding to others also. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks, Miss
Miss
Priya.
Master is not easy, huh?
Yes, yes. So, anyone else who would like to ask a quick question, please unmute yourself and then we move forward. And if not, then I would like to invite our summary leader, Dr. Ishwarya. So, if not, then Dr. Ishwarya, over to you for the summary, please.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Hi,
Dr.
all. Good evening.
Ishwarya.
Yes. This is me, Dr. Aishwarya, freelance corporate trainer and a 360-degree assessment specialist. Sorry, I'm just driving in a car. I'm just returning back from a session.
No worries, no
Yeah,
worries.
ma'am,
So, I
thank
hope
you
you're
so much.
comfortable. I
Yeah,
hope you're
I'm feeling
comfortable
comfortable.
taking this
Yes,
role.
yes,
Okay, perfect.
yes. Ma'am, thank you so much for this wonderful. I have taken a strong decision last week one day. I should not have any hesitation in seeking help from others.
Thank you.
Because while doing my doctorate, I was approaching my mentor and I was literally confused. And my mentor one day he told me, Aishwarya, what is there? You're going to ask something, some help from HR. What answers they can give? They can give yes or no. Only two answers, right? If yes, so just happily go with that. If no, switch out to the person who is helping, who is ready to help you. So like that, you don't have any hesitation in asking help or else in seeking help. So you have narrated in such a simple and sweetest way. Well, thank you so much, ma'am. So let me summarize the points that you have given me. Right. So seeking and offering help, asking for help is a strength, not a weakness. Help can be emotional, practical, or professional. It is not always about solving a problem. Sometimes listening is enough, I think so, right? And in organization, there is always a psychological safety that they're asking or doing help is needed. Fear of clarity and trust is the barrier to seek help. Many of us are having the thought we are so helpful, and we are having a misconception that if they want, let them come. There is also a barrier in helping others where we will be putting our idea so that it may go in a misconceptual way or else it may lead to some other problems. So as an individual, even if I have a kind of helping team in helping, the environment should be comfortable for the people to help others in their organization. And but you should not, sorry, one second. Yes, like people from higher grade should also acknowledge the help to help for the people in the organization, and the leaders should acknowledge it is okay to make mistakes, but you should not repeat that mistakes again. So if we take a projects and also we never taking the roadmap and where the skills we are lagging, the top leaders instead of celebrating the success party, they actually should celebrate they actually should seek what was their problems and what was their barriers they're having in acknowledging their things. And assessing is easy if it is coming from higher authority, and it make ensure that we should create an environment to tell their roadmaps. We can create a buddy system, and when we took this initiative, we should be very clear in that we should have sustainable goals. When we pair, they should mutually grow. It will help us to grow together. Thank you so much for giving this wonderful thought process. I think I have summarized all those points that has been given by you.
Great, Dr. Ishwarya, for
Thank
doing
you.
the wonderful job as always. Okay, so now you
Thank
are a
you.
summary leader. You're a known summary leader with us, right? Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you.
Okay, so hello. Hey,
think is it
power.
only for me or for everyone? It's like
No,
okay.
power went
Pankaj is
off
here.
for me. Sorry. Power went off for me, Arul. So here I would like to invite Miss Priya Sandhi for the vote of thanks, and my apologies for the technical issue. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Priya too. And thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for helping us on seeking and offering help. You helped us a lot on this topic today. First, let me quickly share once again the purpose of this thriving leading community. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Goals SDG. We are a hybrid model leading community, bringing together leaders every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m., where experts, of course, like you, in their fields provide solutions in real-time leadership challenges, just like what we had just now from you, ma'am, Dr. Ms. Padmapriya. And every last week of month, we take a deeper dive into knowledge by inviting authors to share insights from their books, helping us grow as leaders and lifelong learners. I extend my deepest gratitude to our esteemed guest, Ms. Padmapriya, for her thought-provoking insights, and our wonderful panel discussion leader, Mr. Nellai Nayagam. And of course, our dynamic moderator, Mr. Pankaj, for leading such a valuable discussion today. And now, as a small token of appreciation, we present a special thank you video to express our gratitude. See you next Wednesday. Until then, keep leading and keep growing.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Ms. Priya Sandeep. And Priya, ma'am, thank you so much for adding valuable insights. And we would always look forward you to connect with us, be there, a part of this forum. Let us connect. Arul will share all the relevant information and links to you for being updated and connected with Leaders Connect. So wherever you can help us.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
We look forward to, ma'am. So thank you so much. And thanks to visitors for being there. And here we close the this
Meet.
officially, and then we have a networking meet. So, ma'am, if you have any commitments, you can continue, and if not, then you can be part of this. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Pankaj, and thanks for the lovely opportunity. I look forward to connect with you all, and it's definitely a vibrant thing to be part of, a creative idea like this, with an open forum to share, check, and share knowledge. But unfortunately, I have something else lined up
Yeah,
at
ma'am.
7:40,
Please.
so I have to get into another call. Thank you so much, but I really look forward to join next Wednesday, and this is definitely built to curiosity. And who's going to talk next? And you said Dr. Priya, so I wish I do some PhD soon.
Good one. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, ma'am. Good day.
Thank you.
Thank you
Alrighty.
so
Yeah.
much.
Good night and good day.
Good
Bye.
night. Good night. Okay, Ji. Okay. So yes, Arul, are you there?